Hi, this is John from TheUndercoverBrony, and I'm here to analyze and deconstruct the entirety of the winter wrap-up song. Let's go.
I do not sound like that.
No, but I'm thinking like something along the lines of like Digibrony or Brony Curious, and it's just like rabble, 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 rabble.
Rubble. Hey, man, that dude. I can't remember his name from Chowder, but the Rada Rada guy has way more analytic credibility than Digibro.
Hmm.
Just want to point that out there. But if we are
At
going to
least he
deconstruct,
wasn't as bad as Brony Curious. Brony Curious went off the deep end. He just kind of was like, he made good points up until the very end, and then it just kind of shocked people that he left.
yeah, he had bouts and then one big explosion. Digibro was a gradual descent into madness, and now he looks like he should be in some like 90s video for some like for I don't know for some creepy like KMFDM music video. So so season 1 brings us some of the most iconic moments and songs and lines from from the show's history that are often quoted and resaid, repeated to this very day. And I feel like no episode is a better fit to that description than winter wrap up, because that sometime, even if it's like right now it's like July, every once in a while you'll be walking along, whatever, and you'll just be like, winter, damn it.
Yeah, it's still one
then
of
you
those
try to
songs that will get you every single time.
then you try to get it out of you, and it's not even the whole song, it's just the freaking chorus. Winter wrap up with like it gets to the point where you'll take the DuckTales theme song over winter wrap up, because it takes forever to leave. At least it does me. But then again, this show just has a way of sticking with me. Now, throughout this whole episode, there's a constant nagging feeling at the back of my head, and I'm rewatching this episode, and about 10 minutes in, which is about what, 4 or 5 minutes after the opening song, I found myself thinking, I forgot what exactly this episode was about except for the song.
Well, quite a bit actually, and thankfully you have me here with the photographic memory of like every line of every season of MOP.
Yeah, you
So,
piece of shit.
so it starts off with Twilight and Spike sleeping, and all of a sudden Twilight
Bow
wakes up and she's
chicka
like,
bow wow.
it's like all of a sudden, wake up, Spike! It's winter wrap up day. And it's like, what? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. What do you want? It's like, we gotta. She do, I just got to do an exposition dump before the opening title because reasons. Because I'm the main
At
character,
least,
so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
at, at least here it makes sense because it's season 1. I mean, it's not like Winter Wrap Up is brought up like ever again after this, but except maybe in casual passing.
It was one of the main cruxes of. It was one of the main cruxes of Tanks for the Memories.
Thanks for the memories. Yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm. Sure you did.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she gets up.
John, I'm not perfect, okay? And life is hard. All I'm trying to do is make it easier. And one of the things that makes it easier is watching the show. I sound so fucking sad.
It's like that one. It's like the totally legit guy that's just like, I'd
Yeah,
love to
yeah.
have a ballerina Twilight, and it's like, God, I'm so alone. Um,
Yeah, I'm getting that level of existentialism, man. It's not pretty.
yep. Well, I will say this. Um, when she gets outside, there's nothing there, like no snow or anything. Which, of course, animation error or just simple crap. We didn't copy paste the backdrop we needed. Um,
Auga.
yeah, but it goes through where she runs up to a meeting by town hall, that they were delegating different roles to different ponies. So you have a weather team for the Pegasi. You have a team that Rarity holds to build up nests and necessary stuff for the animals that are for the birds. And you have Fluttershy as a team leader who is dealing with waking up all the animals.
Which, that's pretty rock and roll. Fluttershy's, and everyone's like, yeah, I gotta shovel snow. Yeah, I gotta move clouds. Hey, Fluttershy, what's your power? What do you have to do? And she's like, oh, just have to communicate with all the forces of nature. Like my name was Vixen. Hashtag DC Comics. So
I gotta be the Avatar. By the way, I just saw the Vixen movie that came out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So good.
Yeah, that was actually all right. So I really feel like we don't even need to talk about the song because it's such an ingrained part of this fandom. What more can we really say? John would be like, and this song is so catchy and so awesome. And I would be like, oh yeah, dude, it's great. Yeah, because there's all these little insights of character, the melody's catchy, and then I would try to plug my band. But so let's just save us the trouble and just be it. This has no relation to the episode. But if we're judging the song by itself, it's 5 stars. That is a 5-star song.
Agreed.
Now, the episode, this is going to come off so backhanded because this is one of the few episodes. I don't want to say one of the few. This is one of the plentiful handful of episodes where I really like Twilight. And it's funny because this whole episode, everything except for the song in this episode, is Twilight with an epic fail just stamped on her forehead. And it's played for laughs, but then later on, Applejack yells at her, and she's just like, "You're so mean," and it's all sad and stuff. And I'm just like,
but I'll tell you this. Right at the beginning, though, she goes up to Rainbow Dash and she's like, "Can I help you at all? Maybe I can move some clouds." And at this point in the series, she's just being freaking stupid. It's like, because Dash is like, and flaps her wings, and she's like, "Not right, no wings." Little did we know.
And there's also something interesting about this episode is that Mayor points out that they're always late on spring because everything's such a disorganized mess. So there's actually, I don't know if Lauren Faust, I don't know how much she had to say in this episode, but I don't know what whoever the writers' intentions were. But it's really funny. It's really interesting if you think about that. Everyone's mad at Twilight for making everything easier with magic and stuff. But they're always such a disorganized mess. They're usually late anyway. So it's just really, there's an accidental Aesop there where it's just hey, you may be screwing up, but if it's any consolation, dude, bro, everyone's screwing up too. So don't feel singled out for it. They're just projecting their own bitterness at their incompetence to get this work done. So the you that you perceive is actually the they that you perceive is what they perceive is what your inadequacies are within the confines of your mind, dude.
Calm down. You don't want to get AC race best levels of existentialism, okay?
Hey, I told you before we started this, I've been rewatching Evangelion, and you know what? That show does things to me. Hideki Anno is my spirit animal. So this but yeah, the whole episode is Twilight screwing up. Let me try to remember. Don't they? There's some things where she has to maneuver some where they have to shovel snow and stuff, and so she tries to shovel all the snow out with magic, and they're like, "Dude, you're breaking tradition. You're going against the laws of nature." So she puts it back and
Here's the thing. I first want to say this is the second Cindy Morrow episode ever. The first one she did was Griffin the Brush Off, which unfortunately wasn't a great episode.
Does she still write for the show?
The last one I knew of her was Tanks of the Memories.
Well, damn, what a way to go out.
Yeah, right. But I'll tell you this. at the point when she uses magic, I have to say, I want to smack Spike with a freaking sledgehammer. I mean, I'm serious.
That's not really a
think about
smack,
this.
dude. That's more of like a hard clunk.
Okay, I want to knock him like a golf ball. By the way, I was just hearing Gandalf talking to Bilbo and saying he knocked the Elven King's head clean off and it went down the rabbit hole. So the battle was won and the game of golf was invented in the same moment. But Spike tells her to use the magic. And she does, and when it messes up,
he's like, WTF, twat. WTF.
Exactly. It's like, a way to be a fucking bitch. Seriously.
Yeah, it's like Spike. You're supposed to be the bro. You're supposed to be our wingman. Here, you're not a wingman. You're not even dipping sauce. You're like a mozzarella stick that wasn't left in long enough.
You're a couple fries short of a Happy Meal. Or a couple apples short of a bushel.
You're a couple square roots of a Pythagorean short of a Pythagorean theorem.
You're a little bit existential saying that the square root of rope is string.
You're a few parents short of an Oedipus complex. So the show continues on, and
you're one death away from having daddy issues.
Oh my god. Are you calling Twilight Spike's dad? Never mind. That is a conversation we do not need to have. So there's
I was thinking Metroid other M levels of daddy issues.
The baby.
I gotta love whenever Josh Archer mentioned it, and she's just like, sorry, bad flashback.
Oh my god, don't. I'll cut a promo on that game, and it's wasted potential. So
At least the gameplay was good.
Oh yeah, no, it was fun. So the episode keeps going on, and there's this underlying bit of disrespected culture, and that even though Twilight may have the simpler, easier solution or whatever, Applejack makes it a point to where it's like, hey man, we're just trying to upkeep traditions. We're not trying to be simple and whatever, which is really interesting because 6 years later, or whenever that episode happened, we have an entire episode based around how Applejack has convoluted routines and because she doesn't look from another angle to make things simpler. So, I mean, I get it. That's two different things, but it's just really interesting.
If you really think about that, could be clever foreshadowing.
You see, Friendship is Magic is so good that they can predict when the creator is going to leave in about a year, and when they're going to stop, not necessarily running out of idea for episodes, but kind of go mid-season anime filler and start having character evaluations and stuff, and questioning morals and having backstory and stuff
with a Rare Jack complex to talk about on top of it.
I mean, we've had parental issues, we've had attempted suicide, we've had algorithms for the 5 stages of grief. Literally two of the only things this show hasn't touched on is Freudian psychology and self-harm. So, which I'm gonna love that episode.
Let me tell you this: Freudian psychology would be the perfect Luna episode.
Oh my god!
Because Freudian was big on dreams. And so it was so funny because there was it was a flash animation where Luigi was talking or whatnot, and he's like, whatever, you had a starring role in Super Mario Brothers 2. Oh, but that doesn't count because that was a dream you had. What do you think Sigmund Freud would have said about that?
So I don't want to say that this show should have an homage episode to P.H. Lovecraft, but I kind of want to see Luna fight Cthulhu in the realm of dreams.
No, just have a giant duck.
There's just no. Luna needs to fight the giant spaghetti monster. Then the internet will explode, and all the different chans and slash forums will just combust.
It's where a brony. At the end of the episode, it's just revealed that it's just a 4chan brony that just walked into Equestria and kept dropping spaghetti everywhere.
I'm just saying, ponies essentially beating the internet. We're all living the human condition and the human experience, but there's a lot about life that we just shouldn't know. And if the ponies beat the spaghetti monster, then we'll know the horrors about life and go mad from the revelation. So on top of watching Evangelion, I've been reading a lot of Lovecraft too. My mind is just not. I'm just not in a stable place. It's getting darker right now, and I'm already tempted to turn on my lamp because I like all this creepy stuff, but I'm a little bit of a wimp. So yeah, as you can see, Ponies is one of the few lights that shines on my dark stage and illuminates me in a cascading glow of lulls and feels. And winter wrap up, I'm just gonna say right now, because the message is okay. We gotta work together. We gotta have compromise. But the point is, we have to work together and reprioritize it. Blah blah blah. And they're able to finish winter wrap up. And Spike falls into a pool, I think.
Well, let's talk about something real quick. One of the biggest things that I love is that there's a point where Pinkie Pie has to go to all the little lakes and skate over them so that they can melt correctly. And the entire episode, Twilight is just failing. Like this one, she tries to become an ice skater, which she fails horribly at. But who really does good on their first try? Just saying.
Hello, people on the internet.
Ugh. It's such entitled assholes. My God.
You know who did good on their first try? Encyclopedia Dramatica. Those guys are total a-holes, but you know what? They're not the heroes we need. They're the heroes we deserve. Encyclopedia Dramatica is the perfect representation of what an anti-hero is. Because you know what? At the end of the day, they're kind of dicks, but you know what? They're doing the right thing.
And that's exactly why schools wanted to go for Encyclopedia Britannica instead.
I mean, Encyclopedia would be cool too if they actually expanded their pages a bit more. But look, TV Tropes is a superior information site, and that's all I need to know. And speaking of which,
you are grappling.
Oh my God.
But I'll say this: when you have you have Twilight trying to help the animals. That's a fun scene.
Yes.
Because
that is.
She constantly fails on it. You know, she wakes up snakes at the first off. She backs into a tree, I think, and a beehive falls on her. So she runs with a beehive on her head, and then at the same time, she falls into a hole of skunks. And there's a little scene where Spike is literally pouring tomato soup on her to help her recover.
Well,
she's stinky and she has bee stings everywhere.
I mean, covered in bee stings and getting drenched in tomato sauce. Yeah, that beats my fetish.
Oh gosh. This is before the fandom even had.
Oh no!
See, Friendship is Magic is so good.
Friendship is Magic is so good that it can predate its creepy fandom, because you know what? If Friendship is Magic's crew is anything like the Steven Universe crew, they're just as twisted as their fans. And so that's essentially the episode. I mean, Twilight gets his comeuppance by falling in a pool, but
even worse though. Well, even better though. There's a scene right near the end of the episode where everyone is arguing, and Twilight's like, you just need organization. I'll get you that covered, no problem. And there's a point where she grabs a bird and she uses her magic to squeeze it a little bit to cause the bird to like whistle out really loud. And she's like, you just need to be organized. I'll help you out. And she gets her ceremonial all crew organizer vest at the end of the episode. But yes, this was a fun episode. What would you rate it?
So far, it's the best episode of season 1 that we've rewatched. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10. Or if we're going by the star system, that is a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
I would give it an 8.5 when it comes to episodes for season 1. So this was a fun episode, and we should be good for next week.
Wait, show back already next week?
Let me see. I believe so.
Yes.
Yes.
Sweet.
Season is back next week.
Wait, is next episode the one about Applejack's parents?
I don't know, actually. Let me look that up real quick, because that would be...
Because it is on the internet, and I am trying with all of my might not to watch it.
I've already seen it. Go ahead.
Damn it, John, I'm doing this the right way. Look, just because you don't live in America.
Ugh.
Wisconsin's
just because I live in the Midwest, I'm automatically considered on a completely different plane of existence than you, apparently.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, the Wisconsin and Michigan aren't part of the North America. They're just Canada's belt. I mean, really, seriously, think about it. You get a lot of snow. Canada gets a lot of snow. You grow beards. They grow beards.
Dude.
What?
It is the next episode coming out.
Yes, I'm watching it. I'm watching it as soon as... Actually, I don't even want to hang out with you after this. I'm going to go watch it right now.
I'm just saying, it is so sweet and charming. You're going to love it.
It better goddamn been waiting like almost a decade for some goddamn clearance on Applejack's past.
Yep. So, all right. That's it from me, John.
And me, Snakeskin.
And we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Yeah.